Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Irish Cultural Center here in Phoenix!
We're in America now. Oh, for that fucking guns in my hand.
Phoenix, there was really much planned because I was like kind of riding the coattails of Matty Strangeways. I didn't organize Phoenix. I was there, and I don't even think they wanted me there, to be honest with you.
Matt Strangeways' friend had given him some mushrooms. He was like, okay, here's some mushrooms, totally legal in the state of Arizona. Don't need to worry about it. He picked me up in San Diego airport and we drove through the desert to get to Phoenix. I just come off a 24-hour journey to get there, plus some very heavy personal issues. So like I was an emotional and a physical wreck. The edible kicks in and then we're just parked at the side of the road and Matt's just like, yo dude, check out that flower. Look at those colors pop, man. You know, and we're just standing there. And I was like, this doesn't look good. What if someone thinks we're on mushies?
Yo, so here we are in Phoenix, Arizona. The budget somehow made it this far.
Chris, you've really succeeded with the budget. I'm very impressed with you.
He found me.
Keep up the good work.
He found me next to a dumpster.
He was fucking in a dumpster. Where wasn't he last night, man? Where wasn't he?
You don't even want to know. I had gotten there a little bit earlier than the rest of the lads, and I had posted up at the hotel bar. And I heard Martin, I was sitting there chatting with the bartender, and this is fine because it's America. So I was cool. I'm cool in America. Not cool, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm a normal dude in America. And then Martin comes in, so I just spring to my feet.
Oh, the boys are here! The boys!
Run and give him a hug.
And Matt's like, hey.
Little did I know that Martin had partaken in a little bit of psilocybin mushrooms. So when he saw me running at him, he may have thought I was a troll or something.
He's had a couple of tullies at this stage. He's very excited. Like, he's extremely excited.
I was up here, and the boys were down here.
And within a minute of the chat, Chris is coming out with some shocking stuff. So I said, look, Chris is excited to see us, Matt. And he goes, I understand. As we'd say out here in Phoenix, he's coming in a little hot.
Welcome to the party with my man, Moby. This is the large Galapagos tortoise, if I'm not mistaken.
93 years young.
Yeah. Look how proud he is, hey.
Cowboy Martin, tell me where you guys are, please.
Phoenix Zoo. We've got Bradley and Maddie here who are showing us around the back, behind the scenes of the, we've got the rattlesnakes here, we've got some king snakes. Most of the snakes from Arizona, is it? From all of the USA?
And in here, in this part, and then beyond.
The biggest amount of rattlesnakes in the world?
Well, Arizona has more rattlesnakes than any other state.
Yeah.
And we've got all 13 species of rattlesnake here in Arizona, so that's a perfect collection.
Yeah.
I've got a dead chick. Rather unceremonious way to go, but well, here we go. Wow, look at that. The Komodo dragon. Right there.
She's 6 years old.
6 years old. Hey, same age as my son. What are you looking at there, Stevie? The raven. How about those ravens here in Arizona, hey? His name is Odin. Now you got the alligator, the American alligator Mississippiensis.
Mississippi penises.
Mississippiensis.
I don't know.
All right, like this?
Yeah, you got it. Just keep your thumb tucked down. Yep, just put it in and level up.
Really far down.
You go on.
Yeah. What if more than one coming at one time?
You let them work it out. You stay still.
They're throwing chicken thighs.
It's better to put it in and have them come to you than put it in when they're coming. There you go. Don't move. Don't move. You got it. Yeah, everybody.
Oh, it's so weird. It's like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
All clappies, look at us now. You often wrote about me saying, Harvey Boomster assaulted 3 men in the pub.
No,
look at us now, we're in
for
America,
something a
you
bit-
cunts.
Phoenix wasn't like an actual whole production. It was just me walking around with the phone. So the boys were there to do a stand-up show, and I was there to kind of document it. So I ended up just filming their show and then filming us around the city and stuff. We went to the zoo. Martin and I rode around on scooters. Always got to hit the scooters wherever we go.
So we outside. You see this? Look at these trees lined up perfect. Where are we?
Somewhere in Phoenix.
Somewhere. We just got here with the
Scooters.
We took the
Scooters
scooters.
gonna be there, man. I'd met the lads from the Monster Jam here in Stockholm, and they brought us into the Monster Jam event. So I timed that so we would do the show, and then the next day we'd go to Monster Jam.
We're on our way to State Farm Stadium, which is one, as they call in the History Channel, a mega marvel. It's $1 billion stadium back there. As Steven said earlier, it looked like the aliens have landed. This stadium is unbelievable. We're bringing the Irish lads here. So, welcome to the United States again.
Boys outside State Farm Stadium.
What a fucking, what a, excuse my language. What a stadium.
That's the
Look at
biggest
that.
stadium I've ever
The
seen.
video doesn't actually do it justice.
And I was in fucking Manila.
This thing is crazy. Eamon Ryan is shit out of kidney.
Want to get in and see those monster trucks, but Chris had his things confiscated from he wasn't allowed to bring his GoPro or his cigarette in, his digital cigarette. They're being wieners.
This is crazy. It's awesome. We missed Gravedigger, but this is going to be a fucking unbelievable night. We got Mark Maloney, we got Big Stephen Cowboy Kelly, we got Matty Strange Stone. Look, I don't even know how to spell his last name, but here we are in Phoenix.
So when we're at Monster Jam, Stevie's very animated, and we have footage of Chris just really getting into it, be like, oh! Chris is a real party dude, man. He gets into things, and so we were having a great time at Monster Jam, and then so the cars would be flipping, and Steve just starts going, woo, 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 woo. And we'd had an edible about 2 hours before, just like it was just kind of a low, chilled out vibe, and I couldn't understand how Stevie was so excited, and I was like, how many is he taking, like? And it turned out he'd taken mushrooms before going to Monster Jam. And I was thinking, what kind of experience must that be like to be tripping balls looking at monster trucks?
That was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen. I've been watching the Gravedigger since the 80s. Obviously, they have several different drivers. This lad flew all the way from Stockholm. And look at Gravedigger.
So we're having a great time right here at the State Farm Stadium.
It's just disappointing. It was a bucket list item, honestly. It was. So, see, we actually did some activities in Phoenix, though. We got to go to the zoo. We went to a monster truck rally. And then post-monster truck rally, we took some mushrooms.
The night after we did the show in the Irish Cultural Centre, we went down to a pub called Kettle Black.
So the mushrooms in Kettle Black, that was a very interesting time.
So I took mushrooms, and then it kicked in while I was at the urinal inside the pub, and I could see the tiles on the wall, the patterns moving. And then Chris just bursts in. He had this like glaze of like a light glaze of sweat on his face, and he looked like a cartoon elephant. And he was like, "Yo, dude, you're my best friend in the world. I'm going to stay with you all summer, dude." And I was like, fucking hell, who is this mad bastard?
I had thought my grandmother had passed away that evening, so I kind of was a little rowdy and sad.
And then we were outside in the pub, and he's just like this, going, "Everybody shut the fuck up! Hey, everyone shut the fuck up!" And everyone's like, I think everyone's on mushrooms at this stage, we're having to lock in. And you can see people going, "Ah." And I was like, God, why is he shouting so much? "Everyone shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up, everybody! My grandmother's alive! Let's drink for Nana! Yeah!"
And we're like, hey! And they're like,
Just a lot of intensity that comes radiating out of me.
so my friends who build the stages for, they build the tracks for Monster Jam, they're giving us a lift back to the hotel, and Steve is just I've never seen him so out of his mind. And
Can you imagine my mother fucking if he spoke to like that? Lord Jesus.
my man Lars.
She'd shove that fucking wooden spoon right up your hole.
Best part was Kettle Black in the morning when Martin and Cowboy had gotten there a little bit before me. And I just walked in, and there was a crowd of Phoenix Suns fans that were of Mexican descent. And I just walked in and yelled, "Up the IRA, me laddies!" And everyone in the bar froze. Once again to look at Chris. And Cowboy and Martin were like, "You can't be saying that stuff, man." So I've tried to keep the Up the RA stuff to a minimum since then.
Self and Stevie Kelly walking down the road in Phoenix.
Heading down the States, cruising.
How about those monster trucks last night?
They were awesome. Absolutely awesome. I didn't think it would be my thing. Just incredible. The whole thing is just, it's like excitement from your brain. It's hard to describe, it's just crazy.
Everything over here is just so massive that, like, you have to come here to. You have to come here just to experience it. For American people, it's like you're used to it.
Capture it on a camera. You have to be there.
How would I describe my relationship with Martin? Straight up bro love, pretty much. Like, we greet each other with hugs. He tried the Dutch rudder one time. I had to slap that away. You know, yeah, he's like my best friend. I call him all the time. He's gone through some ups and downs recently. I've gone through some ups and downs recently. You know, we talk each other through our problems. I love his 2 children. They're fucking expensive kids, I'll tell you that. But I love them. I love them to death. But the point is, it's a good family, and I like hanging out with them. Kind of makes me want to have my own kids. I don't know if the world's ready for that, though.
So Chris, he's a very, very nice man, but he was being a bit rowdy and Bostonian, and we were like, just dial it down a bit. He's like, "Hey, why did you say earlier? Just like filter myself." And we were like, "We have the certificate of achievement for our main man from Boston." This certificate is proudly presented to Chris Perez for being a very good boy in Arizona on this day in the year of our Lord 2023. So, thank you.
The reason I come to Sweden every year, though, is I'm trying to find a Swedish woman because they're like quiet and reserved. So I feel like Swedish DNA and my DNA might like cancel out the loudness, and they'll just be normal. The Swedes don't talk, and I don't stop talking, so we just have a normal kid. I mean, I think that's science, right? I don't know.